I saw these on New Balance's website. I was very interested. Price point was only $110 at retail, so I wanted to go ahead and give them a try and see how these were on feet. And this is a look at the New Balance 725 V1, as they're calling them on their website now, which does that mean they're going to have a second version of these eventually? This is not the first year that they actually created these shoes that are inspired by like the early 2000 era, but it is a nice mesh runner that I saw on their website. They reintroduced it back to the website, and so I figured I'd go ahead and give you guys my 2 cents on the model. So let's go ahead and get into it. So as I mentioned, they're $110 at retail, and I would say overall fit for me, true to size on these 9.5 fit me just right. And if you guys are interested in buying a pair of these or some of the alternatives that I'm going to be mentioning to you guys in this video, I'll link them in the description of the video. And if you guys do use my links in the description, it does give me a little bit of a kickback, but it also greatly supports the channel and lets the brands know that you guys saw the video as well. Now, first impressions right out of the box, it's a really nice shoe, honestly. For the price point, only 110 comparison to other models on the market. I'd say that based on the details and just the overall construction of the upper, it feels like this should be like probably like $140, maybe $150 shoe, but they're marketing it as a $110 shoe, which is a pretty nice deal, to be honest. You have a very interesting mesh on the upper that has sewn down sections that gives it a lot of like extra structure, which is a really nice detail, as well as lots and lots of overlays and underlays on top, definitely giving you that early 2000s vibe with all sorts of different materials, and then accents on the materials as well. So you have this shiny blue material and then a metallic material underneath that, layered on top of each other around the mesh, and then also this like swooping white layer across the midfoot of the shoe right underneath the New Balance logo with some little crests here on the side that have like little hits of silver. I mean, it's definitely like a really well put together, well thought out, just interesting design in my opinion. As you work your way to the back, they have this really crazy little blue pattern right here with a metallic underneath that, with the 725 like de-embossed on there with a little extra design. Also on the back, you do have a sewn on little section here that says New Balance with some nice added little details there. You have a mix of 3 different types of lace holes, which is kind of a nice little change of pace as well. You have the nylon ones in blue and white, and then you have a metallic silver one that comes down from the top of the shoe and just kind of helps lock down the shoe there. But again, just adds a nice little element, a little extra right there. And then for the very top, you have 2 sets of metal lace holes. Even the tongue is kind of nice because you have 3 different materials to make up the tongue. You have the mesh, and then you have kind of like a fake leather. And then at the very top, you have the label that's actually sewn into the shoe, which is actually kind of a nice look. It says 725 New Balance. And again, it's kind of more modernized. The fact that they sewed it in versus like the Air Jordan 1 retro tags that are kind of placed over top of, like the way that they integrated this is just kind of nice and more seamless. So the upper is pretty cool, but you also do have some nice little sculpting in the midsole as well. I don't know what the foam compound is, but it's fairly soft, feels nice. It has some extra cutouts to match the energy from the upper as well. And then you can see there's a little bubble with the ABZORB technology right there, which is nice. And then in the middle of the shoe, you do have some extra reinforcement that is done in like a harder rubberized material. It's not hard plastic. I like that it's harder rubber instead, because then you don't slip and slide potentially back there as well. But the outsole traction is very thick and sticky as well. And then the overall weight is about 13 ounces per shoe. So not a light shoe, but not a heavy shoe when you wear these either. New Balance doesn't really have a lot of information about this model on their website. It just says it's inspired by running looks from the 2000s. This classic shoe blends style and performance in every step. I think it was released in around 2001, but correct me in the comment section if you guys know. It does say that this features a C-cap midsole, although I don't see it on the shoe. And as I mentioned, the ABZORB foam as well. So is it worth 110? I personally think it is. I think it's a good model for the price point. I think that if you're looking for a sale on these, since there's no real hype or anything behind the model, it's definitely one that I'll post as soon as I see on sale on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff. So follow me over on social. But for a nice retro vibe mesh runner, I think that this is a really nice looking pair. And I think that they did a really nice job on this upper, and this color blocking is actually one that I really like as well. Some of the other color blockings don't do the model as much justice, and you can't tell all of the different layers as much as you can on this one. Now, a couple other models worth mentioning as alternatives from New Balance, they have the 530s. I think is a really nice model. I did a review on those ones already. It's a budget friendly one as well. The retail on those ones are only $100, but it's a lot of bang for the buck in that one as well. And I believe the 530s feature ABZORB midsole also. But the other model I think more people are interested in now is the 1906R, especially with collaborations from like Salehi Bembury and others. There's going to be a lot more hype around that model specifically and their collaborations, but you can buy some of the regular colorways of the 1906R from New Balance's website right now. If you guys are interested, again, I'll link them in the description as well as these and the 530s, so you have a little bit of a variety to look through. The 1906Rs though are about $155 at retail. They also feature the ABZORB SBS heel cushioning, but I think that's a really nice model as well. But for bang for the buck, this is really nice. The 530s are also really nice. And I feel like you don't have to have a lot of hype behind the model just to be able to enjoy a pair of sneakers. This is one of those shoes that I would definitely throw on my feet and just wear because it's a comfortable all-around pair of sneakers. Now, how comfortable are they in comparison to some of the other New Balance stuff out there? I mean, it's a retro runner. You put it on your feet, it's good to go. It's not as premium feeling as like a 990 V6 or anything like that, and it's not as soft and squishy and as comfortable as, like, let's say the Fuel Cell line, the Rebel V3s, Rebel V4s soon. I'll be getting those, and then also like the Fresh Foam X 1080 V13s. Unbelievable stuff on the running side of things, but this is just an average comfortable pair in my opinion. But it's built pretty well as well considering the price point. Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think about this 725 V1? Curious if they'll have a V2. Curious if they're gonna have any collabs on this model. I'm not really sure, but I'm happy that I tried the model out. Definitely a nice looking design, and somebody that loves like that early 2000s look, I feel like they did a nice job delivering that in this model. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe, and appreciate y'all for stopping by and watching. But hopefully we'll see you guys back on the channel for some more content soon. All right, peace guys.